Hello everyone, it's Kay here and I'm here today with my little book with the camera on it to share some more projects for my #DWP100thingschallenge. And today, at great expense, I am here to share. Well, it is expensive. I've got the light on today because the sun's gone. Yay! People are starting to feel human again. Number 74, which is handmade picture frames. Number 75, which are more gift tags, because I find they're, although time consuming, they are very, very usable. And number 76 are a pair of earrings. Gary the film crew has taken up a new hobby, which I will explain about more as I show you the beads. So without further ado, I will show you my handmade picture frames. Now these were indeed on the back burner for quite a time. I had seen the very lovely Marina Hopkins and Marihop. Thank you, Marina. You are such a source of inspiration to me, you won't believe. I'd seen her sharing some picture frames that she'd actually put together herself. And I then went on, whilst doing this challenge, to find some wood chipboard that I'd forgotten about. And it had been around for some time, so putting two and two together and actually not doing a bad job for my first attempt, even if I say so myself. It is flawed, but it is handmade. I went on and decided to try and make a couple of picture frames myself. So the first one I made was this lovely here, with this rather bright, sparkly little something in the corner there and some lace around. People might recognise the paper line. It's Floral Muse. I appear to have a couple of pads in my stash, very much because I'd forgotten that I bought it, as we do when it was put away, and went on to buy it again, basically, so to use it on these photo frames. Excuse the shadow I've got going on there. Was not the wrong thing to do, in my opinion. So this basically amounts to two pieces of chipboard put together. You'll see I've got this awful lip around about, which I really shouldn't have, because I thought I'd cut everything to the right size. I then made this little ordinary chipboard stand and covered it with paper like so. This is mounted with red tape, quite simple to do, and I just ended up covering the two pieces of chipboard, having first of all cut out the aperture here, and it will allow for a, I think I measured 4.5 by 4.5 photograph. It's opening from the top, as you can see, and the photograph has just got room there to slot in all the way around and make for quite a nice gift for a family member, or indeed if you have the right papers you could make it for a brand new baby, or perhaps an anniversary celebration. But that is my first frame. Will I go on to make some more? Oh yes, indeed. I just like that idea, but you know, there are all these things I'd like to do more of, but in the name of the challenge I'm just trying to keep going with that at the moment. But as I say, very, very effective. You know, if you like doing this kind of thing in between making cards and all the other things that us crafters tend to dabble in, then I can't recommend this highly enough. Then the second frame I made was the smaller of the two, and I thought how lovely it would be for a friend or a family member, maybe displaying something that they'd achieved or some such. I didn't actually measure this circle. It's probably, oh gosh, I don't know. It's not a bad size, and again it's top loading, maybe about 5 inches ish. Not much more than that, maybe even a bit less. What would you say, film crew?
That's about 4 inches.
Oh, 4 inches, Gary reckons. So, and he's got a better eye than I do. Oh, thank you. Let me have a little look, see. Oh, God, yes. Oh, no, we're both out. Just roughly a 3 inch in diameter, but it would make the room there for a rather nice photograph nonetheless. I've just put the little word up here, lovely, which I managed to get a little bit of yoo-hoo on, so I might just go on to put another layer over the top of that to hide that. I don't like that look very much, but again it's just the 2 pieces of chipboard put together. The chipboard's covered, the aperture is made, and then the paper added. Again, the same little stand detail on the back, and they stand really quite well. And as it's top loading, you can chop and change your pictures at will. It won't cause any problems. But how lovely is that? I just think it's a super duper idea. A whole lot cheaper than buying the wooden frames for a more personal gift. But there we are. That's it in a nutshell. So that's my 2 frames, and those are number 74. Then I went on to make some more gift tags, but this time they're Rosette gift tags. I'll come in a little bit if I can so that you can see them in detail. And what they have is a word sentiment on the front. That's probably too close. Hold on a moment. Whoops-a-daisicles. There we are. That's a bit better. You've got your word sentiment on the front. This is a Sizzix die, so it's like lovely scalloped edge top with the holes through it. A tiny little rose in the centre and all balanced on the gift tag. Clearly you can add a sentiment to the back, add a notation to say, to leave a message for the person receiving the gift. It could be used in pockets in journals and things. It's not a terribly dimensional rosette. These were scored at a 1/4 inch, not a half, so they lay that much flatter. And apart from different paper, they've all been made in the same way. This one says friend. This one says lovely. The papers, I can't remember which pad I used. It's a very, very old one, I know that much. And then hugs. I made 8 altogether. Another lovely. Another friend. But I think they're just such lovely, lovely little accents, lovely little things to have in your stash that you can add as you send out to people. It's the usual thing. I mean, if us crafters kept everything that we made, we'd be moving house quite regularly, because we are quite abundant in our makes, aren't we? And there's another one. These are the last one there, so that's the last 2. There are 8 altogether, and you know, I think very, very effective. Quite a nice size too, so they're not going to be missed if you added them to a gift bag or something of that nature. So I'll push all of that out of the way for the moment, leave it quite closed in while I introduce Gary's Lampwork beads. Now what I've done, Gary made the beads, I can't take credit for that. He also made the sterling silver jump rings, because he is a silversmith in his own right, and all I've done basically is put them together to keep it part of the challenge. But it's a lovely angled earring hook, as you can see, and I don't know that this light is actually going to give credit to the beautiful work in the beads. I really don't. But they are a sort of amethyst luster with a very, very faint hint of, oops, blue, a little bit of pearl grey and a tiny wash of white. But as his first put together beads, I wanted to utilise this to commemorate what he's managed to achieve, and hopefully he'll put some up on his Facebook page for everyone to see. He's done lots and lots of other things. I'll show you a couple, but this is not the challenge per se. There's another, oops, another little bead there encased in a silver cage, and it is beads that he's managed to put together, and he's put the bail on the top because he's hoping that it would be, you know, utilised on a fine silver chain or something, but it's all absolutely handcrafted by himself. So I'm going to love you and leave you on that note. I see that the battery is running out again. I've got a minute left, so I will take the opportunity to thank you once again for joining me today to celebrate numbers up to 76 for my challenge, and I do, as always, appreciate your kindness and the fact that you are following in my endeavours. Take care, everyone. Happy crafting. Bye bye for now.